I sit alone in the zone, so gone. Just think about the scriptures, knowing I was living wrong. Praying that the Lord forgive me. In this walk, I'm going strong. As far as age, yeah, I'm grown, but spiritually a newborn. Not trying to be lukewarm, so weekly we bring it out. Yeah, them trumpets gonna get blown.
I'm good, bro. What attracted you over here, man?
I mean, I'm just sorry. I'm just interested in what this is about.
Yeah? What's your nationality, King?
Nationality?
Yeah.
American?
American?
I'm a black American.
A black American. Right? Where do you go back to, though?
I don't know.
Where's black at?
South?
South?
South.
Like we were talking about with the brother right here, right? He was of the school of thought of thinking that black people are the original indigenous people of America. Would you agree with that? No? Why not? Why would you disagree with that? From Africa.
That's commonly known.
Have you tried to trace your lineage back to where you go back in Africa?
I don't believe in that 23 and stuff.
No. I'm not saying that. Like that's fine. We don't believe in that either. We don't think it's on point.
I don't have enough history to be able to track myself down.
Do that, bro. I mean, and then you start digging and realizing that so-called black people here in America are the Israelites, right? You ever heard that before?
Yeah, I mean, I heard that.
Where'd you hear that from, King?
From different sources and stuff.
Like what? Like who? I want to know who you're learning from.
I hear around. I'm not really like a podcast listener.
Oh, from podcasts. Okay, but do you believe it though?
I mean, the original Israelites here?
That the real? Do you believe that the real Jews are black?
Oh,
Most definitely.
yeah, they're in the Middle East.
So who are those white people in Israel today?
I can't tell you that. I don't know where they came from, but we'll say they conquered like they usually do. That's what I know.
Damn right.
You know, I mean, as you see it now, Israel, they be getting like sunburns. I think I've seen some. It's like,
I think they said it's the second place.
yeah, like
that has the most.
How you gonna be in a hot ass area and get hella sunburns and shit?
You got skin cancer out there, bro.
You from there? This is your your country, like your area and shit. You know what I mean? So, no, I don't know.
So if the real Jews are black, then how come one of the greatest Jews that ever lived is painted as a white guy?
Catholicism.
Catholicism, right?
Catholicism.
Oh, okay.
Europeans got through it. They're like, can't have no black savior.
So you're knowledgeable in this, right, King? So what's keeping you from taking that extra step to be doing what we're doing right here, and trying to help wake up our people, King?
You know, religion is such a.
You think this is a religion, though?
Me personally?
Yeah.
With that?
No. Well, we're showing people.
I'm saying like, but you would be. I'm not saying. I'm just saying like, when you say that you interfere with people's like religion and what they've seen like for like however long they've seen it.
Con, no, I'm saying you, since you agree with the information, what's keeping you from you doing what we're doing us ourselves?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I mean, I practice. I don't.
You practice what?
I'm more philosophy based. So I practice,
In what sense, though? Like
Taoism. I don't really.
Taoism?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? I mean, it's
Why?
more peaceful. It's a peaceful book. I mean,
But
how to change.
here's the thing: how do we make change then if we don't do anything
I mean, I don't really think I don't really believe that's my job to make change.
to make a change? And this is what we were just talking about. Our people are really selfish, bro. Right? You see our people downtrodden, and you'd rather tell your people, you know what, just don't do anything.
I mean, I'm not.
You believe in justice at all, then?
I do.
So what should happen then?
What should happen?
Nothing, right?
For me?
Yeah.
I mean, like that's not for me to decide. It's for them.
For who to decide then?
I mean, like they have to do their own research.
Who's they?
Whoever you're referring to. You're talking about our people.
So our people. So I'm gonna put into and easily, right? You're saying Taoism, right? I'm saying our people need to wake up who they are and keep the commandments of God, right?
Yeah.
I'm leaning to us being the Israelites, right? And there's actions that require of it. You're saying Taoism, but Taoism doesn't require actions. How is change gonna come from not doing anything?
I mean, I'm not my end goal is never.
No, just give us some space, bro. Right on.
We just trying to listen. Y'all out here.
No, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to listen. You good,
Yeah.
brother? You was trying to bring the community together.
Yeah.
My end goal is never like trying to change somebody's mind. I don't feel like.
But why though, bro? What if you see our people destroyed? You don't want to change. You don't want to help them.
I mean, you can't help those that don't want to be helped. It's hard.
Okay, so
it's
what if
hard-
they
it's
do?
hard
What
to
if they
change.
do want to get
It's
help?
hard-
What if they do want help?
Tell me, it's hard to change ideology.
I guess the better question would be this: if somebody who wants to change somebody who wants better for them, why would Taoism be better than knowing they're an Israelite?
It's because it's about inner peace. I feel like that's where it starts off, is inner peace and self-love.
Selfish.
Like, nah, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, bro.
Self-love.
Like, for example, right? I'm saying we're all willing to die for the Most High God's laws, right? We're all willing. If I see my brother's life in jeopardy, I'm going to jump in there, right? It's actions that come into this, bro. And if you're saying it's just be peace, and that's the only way out of this, nothing's going to come from that, King. Our people have been doing nothing for 400, 500 years.
I disagree with that.
What have we been doing?
What do you, in what way?
In what way have we revolted against what's going on in our oppressive state here in the Americas, bro?
I mean, we went through a lot of changes in the past 60, 70 years. You don't think?
Like what though?
I mean, Brown versus Board.
Oh my God.
You don't believe that?
What did that? How'd that help our community?
You don't think segregation and everything like that between everyone didn't help at all? You think
Desegregation, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, you're right. Like desegregation.
So desegregated helped us.
You don't think so? You don't think
Absolutely not.
People together?
No.
You think that
We're together right now and we're still being oppressed and killed.
that is true?
There's laws
It's like-
against us on the books. Why didn't they change the laws?
So what would you?
Sir. This is crazy, bro. How old are you, sir?
I don't think it's
How old are you?
The burning house.
How old are you, sir?
that doesn't matter.
It does matter. It shows where your mentality is.
My mentality. I mean, like my mentality is what you guys express. Like, what would you guys expect?
Well,
You don't think there's been any like
What's that?
progress? You don't think there's been any progress in
Amongst the black community?
yeah.
No. In what fashion?
I mean, we're able to live on our own.
What's that?
We're able to live a little bit.
Live in a place we were taken to involuntarily.
I mean, yes, that's like. Yeah,
That's
that
the
is
benefit.
sad, but
That's
it's
the-
like,
that's the
I'm not saying
benefit.
It's a benefit, but I'm saying we have made.
That's what you pointed out. That's the first thing you
I'm saying
said.
we have made progress since.
What progress though? We're able to live in America in white society and get crumbs off their table.
I don't
That's-
disagree with that.
Go to school and pay for school and get a job and pay bills and
I
tax.
don't disagree with that at all.
Those are good things.
I think it's a good thing for people that
What happened when we had our own communities? What'd they do?
they bombed us.
Wow, I thought it was peace.
I didn't say it's completely peace. I said I.
What if somebody swung on you? What would you do?
I wouldn't swing back.
You just, if they wanted to kill you?
I'm never been in a fight.
That's not a problem. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying if that did happen, you wouldn't swing back.
I would try not to.
If they wanted to rob you for your shoes and everything in your pockets, you would give it up.
Yeah, that's what I was.
You-
Taught. That's what I was.
What
Taught.
if they want to put you in slavery again and pick cotton for free?
That's totally different.
What would you do? What'd you do? You would fight them? Would you fight them then?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's totally.
because you
You can't. That's
you want to work for money, not free, right?
comparing apples to oranges.
That's the difference.
I can get new shoes. I can't like freedom.
So if they robbed your whole family blind, wait till you get new shoes in a month, and come back and robbed you again, then what?
What do you want me to do? You want
I'm
me to-
asking you. That's your logic. No, I'm not saying kill him.
That's not-
I'm not saying kill him.
What do you want me to
If they robbed you blind every month until the cows come home, what would you do?
What would you want me to do? What would you?
I'm asking
What
you.
would you do?
First of all, I would segregate like we were.
I mean,
I wouldn't deal with them.
So you don't think I'd do the same? Like, I mean,
You're not doing it now.
what do you mean?
You just said desegregation was good. We're amongst white folks now. They're the same people that killed us and hung
I
us.
think more people together, building community.
How?
With other people is a good thing.
But we don't run anything here.
Why would you like? I understand.
We're under their foot. We can't do anything without them. Right or wrong. If we want a house, we gotta go through them. If you want clothing, we gotta go through them. You want shoes, we gotta go through them. You want money, you gotta go through them.
Are you talking about government or are you talking about?
Yeah, of course, the people in power.
Okay, that's a totally different discussion.
No, it's
Talking about
not.
white people.
I mean, they run everything, sir.
I mean, yeah, but government is totally different.
So who's in charge of people that's under the government? Who's in charge of America if it's not the government?
It's the government, but it's like you.
Who's in- what
We
pe-
was talking about like who our people are.
Of course, it all ties in. Our people are under the government, right?
Correct. What people are not under a government though?
That's not the point. You want
Like,
peace.
here's the point.
You want peace at all times.
Okay, so I'm just like, what?
But they didn't bring peace to your ancestors, so they conquered your ancestors.
What people are not under a government?
What's that remote island? The Sentinel Islands.
A remote island. Okay. What?
Great.
What? Can you give me 10 countries?
No.
That is not. So it's just like, so are you saying all governments should be dismantled?
Yeah.
So how would stuff run?
Under the laws of God.
Right.
Righteous laws.
Under the laws of God.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Are we referring to the Old Testament or the New Testament?
That's where the laws are found. The laws of God. Yeah.
So are you living by all the laws of God right now?
Every law that I can keep, I'm keeping.
Really?
Absolutely. Of course. Why wouldn't I?
So like,
I'm representing our culture.
Can you tell me a few of the things that you do?
As far as the laws? Well, first and foremost, just me talking to you is loving my neighbor as myself. You're my neighbor. I'm not killing anybody. I'm not stealing from my own people. I'm not committing adultery against my own people. Obviously, if I can help people, of course I will. I give them counsel, things like that. And of course, I don't own any land. I don't own any crops or anything like that. I can't help them that way. But obviously, if I did, I would invite people over and do those type of things. You know what I mean? Those are just basic things. As far as what I can affect other people with. Obviously, for my personal life, obviously, I'm keeping the laws I can keep. I don't eat abominable foods. I don't, I read the Bible. Like I said, I'm not doing any sins like that. That's just basic information. You know what I mean?
And you think, so you want a theocracy. Like, you want everybody to follow one.
That's how it's going to be anyways.
In what way?
In the future.
Here?
The world.
Wait, I don't
God's laws will reign supreme on the earth in the near future, whether you like it or not.
in the near future?
Absolutely. Once World War III happens, everything is going to go back to.
World War III for that happen?
We don't know, but it's brewing up right now, as you can see, right? You familiar with that?
I mean, I feel like that's I disagree.
You don't think World War III is going to happen? Why?
Not anytime soon.
We're 30
Within
seconds
the next 30 years, at least. So you think Russia and Ukraine and Israel guys is just going to boil over and people can go about their merry day?
If we look at history, I would say yes.
What?
Follow through history, because I don't think any of the last wars resulted in total world war.
Excuse me?
None of the last wars we've had, or like other countries have, went to World War III.
I mean, World War III is going to be a different type of war. It's going to be nuclear fire. Nukes weren't used outside of World War II, but that was only on one country. But the only place it's going to be bombed, and as far as nuclear bombs, is going to be America. What you got?
As of January 23rd, 2024, the Doomsday clock is set at 90 seconds to midnight. This is the closest.
You familiar with that?
This is the,
Doomsday clock?
this is the closest we've ever been to nuclear war.
So we was just talking about who made up this Doomsday clock.
We're looking at people that when they brought this together. I think it was the very first time it was under JFK, and there were think tanks. There were think tanks that were looking at the geopolitical state, right? The closest it's ever been. I think it was like a minute, like it was like 15 minutes or something. That was under the Cuban
Cuban Missile Crisis.
exactly. Now we're literally 90 seconds of think tanks that are looking at the geopolitical state that the world is in right now. They're literally at 90 seconds till midnight, meaning that this is the closest we've ever been to nuclear war right now.
Okay.
So yeah, your Taoism isn't going to do anything for anybody. How long you been practicing that anyway?
About a year or so.
So it's just about you having internal peace mentally, things like that, or what? Or is it just progress to other people as well? You're just peaceable amongst everybody.
You and then spread it, just like every other.
Do you teach people that though? Or you just act
Do I
upon
teach
it?
people?
Yeah.
Like,
Taoism.
I mean, I might send them a couple books to get them introduced to it.
Okay.
Sitting down.
Okay, so you just perform the works based on what you describe to.
Well, I gotta get better at it before I teach. That's how I feel.
Well, I'm just saying, like you would prescribe that as far as an ideology
Maybe.
because it works for you, I guess, if that's the
I
case.
wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. I don't try to do that.
No, I'm not saying you don't have to. I'm just
That's what I'm
saying
saying, that's not
you
something-
subscribe to it, but that's how you perform your life. You walk your life out in that.
That's what I try my best.
Okay. Be at peace with all men, technically.
Yeah.
You know the Bible says that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when the laws of God come about, that's what's going to happen. There's not going to be need for war. There's not going to be need for weaponry. There's not going to be need for any of that. That's what the Bible says. There's not once the people in power go out of power, there's not going to be any need for that.
When
Isn't that what you want?
is this gonna happen? When is all this?
When you repent and keep the laws of God, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
When you become part of the elect, Lord willing, if you repent, instead of going to different cultures and different ideologies for peace of mind, that's ridiculous.
I would be a little bit more respectful of other people's followers.
Excuse me?
I would probably be a little bit more respectful of other people's way of life.
What do you
I'm
mean?
not telling you your ways of living is ridiculous. Am I?
Well, I don't really care.
Well, you shouldn't be saying that. To
Are you?
people.
Why not?
In my mind, you shouldn't be saying that to other people.
I mean, I'm gonna tell them what's right.
That's an opinion.
Sure.
It's an opinion.
So would you take somebody eating bats as good?
You have these ways of
I'm asking you a question.
very extreme. I'm just
That's
saying, like,
people eat bats.
that's what they
Is that good? Would you eat a bat?
no.
Of course you wouldn't. No, you know you wouldn't. There's all type of diseases and all.
If
That's crazy.
culture want to do that, I'm not gonna like judge them for doing that.
I'm not judging anybody. I'm just telling them that is ridiculous to do.
What would you call that? That comment? That's
What?
Judgment.
No, it's not.
Bro,
That's not judgment, bro.
That's what caused the literal world epidemic, bro. Like someone ate a bat. You didn't hear that? Killed millions of people, bro. People, come on, man.
Oh man. Hey man, it's all about
Come on, you
peace
know
though.
it. Come on.
Not-
It's
not into-
bad, bro.
It's never been affirmed.
So if your parents are eating bats, what would you tell them?
I'd be like, why are you eating a bat? But if
Why?
they do it, like, okay. Like, I'll ask them, like, why are you doing it?
If they give you a reasonable answer, you'd be like, fine.
Yes. That's their life.
And then they die from whatever they have, all type of viruses and diseases.
I'm in on as many people that probably eat bats.
Well, it's mainly Asians, not really all Asians, but that's who usually eat them. They make videos about it, mukbangs, and what's the ASMR shit? Like that's what they do.
They're fine.
They eat all type of crazy creatures, bro.
It's their decision to do something.
It's ridiculous.
That's the luxury.
So if somebody invited you over for dinner and had bat, like you know how what's the Indiana Jones movie? They had like monkey brain. Would you eat that? What? You're over their house eating. They're your friends. Hey, come over to my house. I got monkey brain for you.
I'll look it up, see if it's.
But it's not normal, bro. That's not normal. That's what I'm saying.
What's your definition of normal?
Sir,
Like, 'cause you-
nobody's out here eating monkey brains, bro. That was a movie.
You're so okay. We went from bats to monkey brains. What
I'm just saying. You're saying I can't judge anybody. Well, if I say what that is going to kill
It's not
you.
harming anybody. Why would you? Authority with it?
That's why I asked you about your parents or your family members. If they did it, you'd ask them about it, being like, okay, why are you eating that? Look it up if it's safe or whatever. But just the idea of somebody doing that is just so outlandish. That's the point.
You ain't answered one of my questions.
What question did you ask?
Why does it bother you what other people do? If it doesn't hurt you.
I'm not saying it bothers me. I didn't say that. All I'm telling you is that it doesn't matter what they do. Eventually, they're not going to do it anymore because we're going to be ruling the earth in righteousness. The Israelites. The Israelites.
Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Are people rejoicing right now in America? Yes or no?
I can't speak on what 400 million people.
Okay. Is America on the uptick or on the downtick? Yeah. Economically, educationally, financially.
Economically, it's on the uptick.
What? No, it's not.
How is it not?
The dollar is crumbling day by day.
We just had like
What?
unemployment's at the lowest, right?
Excuse me?
Unemployment's at the lowest, right?
No. It's way higher than when Trump was in office.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What news do you watch?
I mean, first of all, I don't watch regular news like that. But I know for a
Watch
fact.
C-SPAN, what do you watch?
I mean, C-SPAN is okay.
Exactly. So,
I watch. What's that?
So what do you watch?
I watch Democracy Now. I watch RT News. I watch all those things.
And
Independent journalists.
everything is to shit.
What's that?
Everything is bad right now.
The
Like,
econ-
everything's bad right now.
Of course, the economy's about to plummet. You heard about Saudi Arabia not renewing the oil contract, right? You heard about that?
That's fine.
That's fine? What do you mean? Of course it's not fine. That means they can't buy oil in American dollars.
We'll wait for it if we go to nuclear.
Excuse me?
When we got infrastructure, we go to nuclear.
They're not going to do that.
Why not?
To save money for people that don't not pay bills? But on electricity and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about cars, right? For oil, right?
Any oil.
So I mean, we go to nuclear and we can.
Well,
there's solutions to the problems.
Bro, big oil is not going to
Bro,
let that happen.
a
Bro.
$1 billion industry losing billions of dollars every year? They're not going to do that.
Is that? Are you fighting for that? Are you fighting? against big oil?
Absolutely not. I just told you I want America to be destroyed. Why would I fight for that? I just told you that. I'm just pointing out your flawed ideology. You're talking about the economy's on the uptick. I said, of course it's not.
You don't want peace. You want.
Of course I want peace. I just told you that. I want peace with the people in power out of power.
That's right.
Because the people in power aren't going to give up their stranglehold on the country or on the world.
In what period of time has there been someone?
Excuse
to
me?
give up power? In what period of time has there someone to give up power? Anyone in these books, right there, they go through the same thing. There's kings, there's emperors that try to hold on to power. So it's like, you guys
Sure.
are fighting, like, okay, that may happen, but someone
Okay.
else will rise again. So it's like,
I'm telling you who's going to rise again. The Israelites.
All right, the Israelites.
The
will rise
Israelites.
again.
The Israelites are going to be in charge. We're not going to be treating everybody like the white man treated everybody. Put him in financial slavery. That's what the world's in, financial slavery right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm
So is the dollar? You said the dollar's on the uptick,
I didn't say the dollar.
or the economy's on the
I
uptick?
said the economy's on the uptick. I didn't say the dollar.
But they're printing money from thin air, based off of nothing.
Money is like,
Is that good?
you never said that.
So how's the economy an uptick if they're printing money in thin air? That's not worth a damn.
The economy's bad right now?
Yes, the dollar's losing its value
Okay, tell me what else besides that, how the economy is bad right now.
in America, right?
Yes.
First of all, do you know what's going on with the agriculture?
Yeah.
What's happening?
In what regions are we talking about?
Everywhere. All type of factories are burning up. Cattle's dying, things like that. Now what's happening? Bill Gates is buying up all the land and putting GMO crops in the dirt and selling GMO stuff at food stores and things like that.
The Saudi.
Would you eat a fake fruit? Okay, but that's what's happening. In order to save money, they're bioengineering crops and plants and things like that, and even meat now. If the economy's so great, why don't they just produce more animals and crops? You know why? Because it saves money to poison us. That's how the medical field gets their money. Eat this poison. 30 years later, hey, take all these pills. Have this surgery. That's what setup is. That's been going on for years. Right or wrong? They have banned products in America that'll never hit overseas. You know why? Because mainly white people live over there in Europe. Am I lying? Am I lying?
No.
Okay. So is that good? Am I supposed to eat poison? Because we can't. I mean, of course we can grow our own crops, but that's just for me and my buddies here that can access that. I'm talking about our people. I'm not worried about just me. I'm worried about our entire nation here in America being subdued mentally and spiritually. But you don't care about that. I'm supposed to leave people alone and let them do what they want to do, right?
Never said I don't care. I said
But
that
why am I
like-
judging people that eat bats? That's what you said.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna allow anybody I love to eat bats and madness, bro. Even pork. You eat pork?
That's it. No.
Great, because pork is a vile, disgusting creature. You at least know that, right?
I do.
But I don't eat pork.
Great,
But
great. You're almost there.
I eat fish and that's it.
What type of fish? Fish with scales? Catfish? See? You're keeping the laws of God. You know that's the law of God, right? See? You're almost
That's just
there,
my-
brother.
That's just my way.
Listen, that's through the spirit, though. Not eating pork, not eating fish with no fins and scales. The Bible already planned that out 4,000 years ago.
I mean, that's just my diet.
Hey, you like I said, you're almost there, brother. You're almost there, my guy.
Don't hate me, I'm in health, so like
That's all good though. That's part of it though.
I'm already knowing like what's going on.
All I'm saying is that in order to progress as a people, because you're saying that you wouldn't swing on your own people or just anybody in general, we're not here to fight anybody either. Of course, we rile people up with our messages, but at the end of the day, our job is to make people think differently. Because technically, our people are caught in the matrix. That's what the matrix was about. I think the dude was saying that earlier we talked to. People are going with the program, going with the flow. We're not here to go with the flow. That's why if you go on the Southern Poverty Law Center, you know what that is? Look up the Southern Poverty Law Center. What we do out here, they classify us as future terrorists. So why is that? We're just talking. Yeah, because white people think we're a threat. We're talking about the Bible. That's all. But we're a threat to them. Why? Because we're changing people's minds and how they live. Imagine if people that are gangbanging in our community stopped gangbanging. The jails wouldn't be filled anymore. They have a problem with that. Right? Because they have stocks and bonds and people in prison. And that's where most of the taxes go as far as, not really all of the taxes, but military. And then I used to work for the Folsom prison up there in Sacramento. I used to work there. Guess how much one prisoner costs just to house? It's 50, 60K at the minimum. Well, that's for like more HIV patients, things like that. But we have to pay for people to go to jail. So I'm saying, if we collectively come together and break out of that mindset of trying to be cool and try to be influenced by hip hop and things like that, of course the music is fine, but just living that lifestyle that's been propagated against us for the last 60 years or so, if we stop doing that, our communities would turn around in a heartbeat. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to quote unquote judge anybody, because judging somebody is sending them to jail. That's a judgment. If I commit a crime and go to jail, that's a judgment. Me telling you what's going on and what's wrong, that's not judgment, bro.
I didn't say. I mean, you were talking about that. That's the only time I was like,
well, I mean, sure.
I'm like,
But I'm saying, if I warn somebody, hey, eating that might do some damage to you internally, that's not judgment. That's just warning you. And that's why we're here to warn you. Like, you want to be in Taoism, that's not going to do anything for anybody. Because you're a young man. You didn't tell me how old you are. You're a young man. You can go out of Taoism next week. Then what you going to gravitate to? Islam or Buddhism? You're not going to be a Taoist for the rest of your life. I guarantee it. You're going to mature. Listen, it's not a terrible thing to follow as far as just being peaceable, because we believe that as well. We just have a mindset of growth and bringing our community together. You know what I mean? And we know for a fact that America is on the downslope, economically, financially, educationally, agriculturally, spiritually, for sure, because they want to influence people in a negative light. They just passed a bill I just seen, I think it was yesterday, about pedophiles can have like they're not going to criminalize pedophilia right now. Would you ingratiate yourself with pedophiles? But that's what they're moving to. That's the government of America. This whole LGBTQ stuff, that's what they're pushing towards. That's the ultimate goal. Have you ever read the Homosexual Manifesto? Bro, that's a real thing. In the mid-'80s, it's a congressional letter to the Congress. And this is the plan that they played out 40, 50 years later, bro. Look it up. The Homosexual Manifesto, bro. Look it up and read what's in it. How they want to influence the kids, influence the cartoons in schools. They had that plan 50 years ago. Is that good?
I don't know what you.
Sir, they putting, yes.
What do you mean by him?
Sir, they're putting it in cartoons and teaching it in K through 12 school. They're teaching a 5-year-old about anal, things like that. Look it up. You didn't hear about that?
What is your evidence?
Bro,
I'm talking about what is actual
you watch the
evidence.
news, right?
I'm talking
It's
about
on the
evidence.
news.
No, I'm talking about your actual evidence of like those cartoons and stuff.
Just look it up, bro. Oh my God.
Don't be
No problem.
I'm asking you. I'm
No problem.
asking you.
We'll just look it up.
I'm
You know about the new X-Men?
X-Men?
The new X-Men. You seen X-Men before? Well, you're young, so
I've seen X-Men.
yeah, you're familiar with that. Wolverine, and in that show there was like a homosexual character. Why? Originally they weren't. Why did they put that in there now? It's ridiculous.
For example, I have a newborn, right? And we make her watch. There's videos that she can watch and learn and do stuff, right? There's a very big white lady that does that for kids. Her name is Miss Rachel, right? You ever heard of Miss Rachel? Right? So she's doing all these videos and everything. And right now, she stopped doing videos because she decided to include a lesbian lady in there. And she got so much criticism from people because now, instead of just mainly her, now she's putting this lesbian lady as her face on everything. She's putting a lesbian, little kids are watching a lesbian now, teaching them how to do stuff. And this is like one of those butch lesbians, bro. Like, it's not like no feminine woman or anything. It's like
ugly, fat.
Bro.
That gets you
Yeah.
battled, huh? I'm just like.
Well, no, the point is they're influencing the children.
I'm just like, you think a kid is able to like really?
That's when they're most vulnerable. Up until 5, 6 years old, that's when their brain's developing, bro. That's science.
Were you able to understand sex and gender at 5, 6?
Sir, it doesn't matter.
what
It's your
the
subconscious and your subconscious now. You familiar with that?
Yeah.
That's a development.
Your subconscious is always going to be there. So if you get introduced to things 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, it's going to be in your subconscious. And of course, later down the line, when you become of age, you're like, okay, that's not a problem. It's going to rehatch or open a latch in your brain that's going to think it's okay. That's ridiculous.
And the brother was even saying right now in the game Apex, he's saying they added a trans witch on there now,
seen
and that's
that, I
nothing
seen
but
that.
little kids playing that, bro. Come on, man.
I'm not really understanding.
Apex has always been like
Not
that
really.
too, though, because like that one character, no, the dude with the Bloodborne or whatever his name
Bloodhound.
is, Bloodhound.
Bloodhound.
Bro, like if you know the story, they're like all, like
Non-binary.
yeah, like all non-binary madness.
There's
bro.
gay characters, like
It's-
two of the
they're like
characters
that.
are like homosexual together. All sorts
But that's in games,
But
though.
that's what I'm saying. They're pushing that.
Is that
on
okay?
kids, bro.
I don't really see a problem.
But they're swaying the youth. That's the point.
You can say the same thing for anything.
No, but they're not putting everything in schools though. That's in school in the curriculum right now. Pull that up. Pull that up.
I'm working with high schoolers. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm not talking about high school. I'm talking about K through 5, K through 8,
LGBT,
kindergartners.
LGBTQ books for elementary age kids. What
You
was
never heard that
Stonewall?
Huh?
You never heard it before?
Heard what?
That them putting that in the curriculum in K through 5, K through 8. Kids.
I haven't
We're gonna
seen it.
pull it up.
Are
Pull
you
it up.
teachers?
I got it right here.
Sir, we study up here, sir. Go ahead.
This is really bringing it up. LGBT books for elementary age kids. Stonewall. Look, this is just all the titles. Gay and lesbian history for kids. Who was Frida Kahlo? She's a historical figure. I've learned her about. I learned about her in school a long time ago, but that was her being a lesbian was secondary though. When we were taught about Frida, you know what I'm saying? She was an artist in Mexico. We understood, and then her being lesbian was secondary. That was, you know what I mean? Melissa's story. Look, this is just some titles. Just bringing up right now. Another one I just seen right here. Elementary. This one. Something. My two moms or something like that.
Crazy.
It's crazy, man.
That's not helping the society, bro.
It's inclusivity, though. Like, what's
Excuse me?
inclusivity?
Sir, it's not about inclusive.
People's, like, their lives, like, that's
Wait.
what
Sir,
it
sir,
is.
sir, sir, sir.
Inclusivity. Look. You can come right here if you want. Look, listen. Inclusivity, cool, whatever. We're talking about children, though.
Yes, but those
Children.
children feel those emotions at that very
No, they
age.
don't. No, they
You
don't.
don't think
They have
so?
They have no idea what's going on.
When's the first time you had your crush, though?
What?
When's the first time you had a crush? Or you had like
I
an
don't, that's not even a term I was focusing on back then.
Yeah.
I'm playing video games and playing outside. What are you talking about? I'm not worried about no girls in third, fourth, fifth grade. Excuse me?
You didn't have attractiveness towards some people at some age, though?
No.
No?
Not that I remember.
But some people are, though.
Prove it.
And
Prove
when
it.
you're talking about you came through 8 in 8th grade, I guarantee you had a
yeah.
crush.
8th grade, yeah.
But
I
you
was
said
what?
K through 8.
13 years old.
So if we were to
No, I'm talking about pushing the curriculum. I'm not talking about natural feelings and you seeing
I
women.
understand that, but if there's a cutoff 4th through 8th, those kids at that time in their life are feeling that way.
Feeling like what? Feeling gay?
Yeah.
No. That's ridiculous.
But you
No.
feel your ways about how you feel sexually towards other people, and you say what? 7th or 8th grade, junior high. You said you felt that in junior high, no?
Felt what? A crush?
Yeah, you had an attraction.
Oh, yeah.
Junior high.
Sure.
You think attraction is taught or it's like?
What you mean? It depends. There's some people that have quote unquote what's it called? Like some people say I recognize this kid was, you know, homosexual at like 4 or 5 years old. I've heard stories like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my bad.
But yeah, that's what I was referencing. Like, that's rare though. You know what I mean? That's not nationwide. Like thousands of kids just popping up. Hey, I'm playing with dolls. I'm 5 years old. No, that's not natural, bro.
So before, like, okay, this homosexual manifesto, right? You think there were less gays around?
That's not the point. I'm saying the agenda.
So then, how,
People can be, like I said, people were homosexual before that.
Exactly.
I'm saying
So
the
how
agenda
is
to
that?
push it to the children.
So how was that? How was
People
that,
weren't even people weren't even outspoken about it back then.
understand, but then how were
Have you
there-
seen Philadelphia?
Hold on. How was there attraction?
Excuse me?
Like, it's attraction. It's not.
We're not
taught.
talking about that, sir. I'm talking about the agenda to push it to the
Agenda,
forefront.
To
They're
be-
pushing it to the
be-
forefront, bro.
to
That's
be-
the point.
To be more knowledgeable about how society works and how more people are in this day, I feel like it's a good thing for children to learn. Do you
No,
disagree?
I disagree.
So you think being more knowledgeable about something is bad?
It's not. There's a time and place for it.
When is the time and when is the place?
Not as a kid,
When is the time and when is the place?
Elementary child.
sir.
bro.
We didn't have. I'm from California, obviously. They didn't have any type of what's the school or the class called? It was like a sexual orientation, kind of like not really sex ed, but something similar to that. I didn't learn that. They didn't have a course for that until I was a freshman in college. Why is that?
So wouldn't you think it should be taught earlier?
No,
No.
no.
Why are they teaching sex ed so early
So you
now?
don't get an STD? Kids have sex.
Kids, no, they don't. No, they don't.
Are you serious?
How many teen pregnancies are there per year? Because they're not.
How many? How many?
You have to be-
Because of what?
you have
Natural
to-
sex or rape?
Have to be what?
Kids get raped, right?
Yeah, but like you have to know if there's kids around and they have attraction towards each other, which is true, right? You have to be aware of what they're doing. They have to be aware.
How do they find out about sex?
Are you shitting me?
How do they find out about it?
How do anyone find out about sex?
How? I'm
How do
asking
find out
you.
about sex.
How?
Either your internet, your parents, or your other friends. You learn through other people.
You know when that happened for me? When I was 15 years old.
So wouldn't you want?
But I wasn't having sex at that time.
So wouldn't you want to know what the fuck is going on? Excuse my.
But we're talking about K through 5 or K through 8.
We're talking about.
You want people to learn about it so they don't get STDs at 5 years old or 7 years old or 8 years old or 9 years old. No, they're not having sex at that time. They're not having sex at that time, sir.
This is how you argue like this.
No,
This is how you argue.
you just can't keep up. You just said you just told me that they should learn earlier so they don't get an STD. They're not having sex at that age.
Raising your voice.
They're not having
We were
sex at that
talking
age.
about LGBTQ stuff first, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is the problem of people, of kids knowing more about society? What is the problem with that?
What's the relevance?
What?
What's the
You
relevance?
didn't answer my question.
I'm answering it.
No, you're not.
There's no relevance to
You're
a
not
kid
answering
learning
the
that.
question with another question.
They're not going to be in society, right or wrong. How? What kids in society?
So I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. So if you have two like, if you have, let's say, two women with a child, you wouldn't want teachers to try and like be like, hey, this is what they got going on. I'm explaining it to them. You wouldn't want
Why
that.
would-
That shouldn't be their business.
Yeah.
We're talking about
serious?
elementary
Are you
children.
serious?
We're talking about elementary school children. And this came out, and this came about when we brought up that this LGBTQ books going to elementary schools, and you don't see an issue with that, which is crazy.
You don't have to agree with what they read.
No. You just made a point that a kid had 2 women as parents. Do every people have 2 women as parents?
Yes, but they should know.
No, they don't.
differences. Not all,
Sir.
Not all households are traditional.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all.
Wouldn't you want to be? Wouldn't you want?
Why does the school have to dictate what's going on in somebody else's house?
Dictate your teaching.
No, you made an outlier. You made an outlier. A kid has 2 women as parents, and the parent or the teacher has to teach them about what's going on in their house. Why wouldn't their parents do it? Why do I have to rely on the school? when they see it live at home.
How are they gonna see it? How are kids with traditional? So say the kids with traditional parents. How are they gonna know how it works? You have a
When
book
they'll
that
make the parents will make a decision on when they can learn it.
And that's another point.
So homeschool your kids. If you have a problem,
But that's the point, though. We don't. A lot of our people don't got that luxury, bro. Like Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans don't got the luxury of be able to homeschool our children. We literally have to hold 2-3 jobs just to pay our rent, bro. We don't got the luxury to homeschool our children.
One
I didn't say you
income
have
or
to.
things like
I said if you don't want to be taught the things that are taught in the school, homeschool your child.
Oh, again, a lot of us don't have the luxury for that.
Maybe you should
So if you
listen
don't
to
disagree with the
people- hold on.
curriculum,
Maybe
then
you
what?
should listen to the people that came up with all this curriculum. Through
Huh?
They came up with the curriculum, right?
Right.
Now this new curriculum is introducing these new books, LGBT books, to children that are way too young to know about homosexual sex, bro.
But don't
That's our thing.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So you think any LGBTQ book is about sex?
Mostly, yes.
How many?
Well,
How
I
many?
think, well, I think that you're trying to. I think how I perceive what you're trying to say is that like, I don't know. It's okay for teachers to have like a book that like shows different families. You know.
Excuse me?
A book that shows different families, different types of households, so kids don't feel kind of like left out if they have 2 lesbian moms. You know what I mean?
Are you saying that's what he's saying to us?
That's what I took. Like I don't think,
It's about.
and that people are like teaching kids how to, eat pussy. Like.
Of course they are.
I mean, maybe in middle school they teach you about.
No, they're
sex.
doing it younger. People are posting things online about what their kids are bringing home. And they're like, what the hell is going on in this school? My kid is not supposed to be learning this stuff.
It's happening in Britain schools.
Right now. Right now.
I don't think you say
And they're not, and they're trying to the kids are saying like, or kids don't know what's going on, obviously. They're young. But the parents are trying to inquire, and the parents like, why wasn't I notified about this being taught in my kid's school? And they're trying to separate the children from the parents so they can have dictatorship over them while they're away from their parents.